That should be us. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my workshop. By the title, it has been a long time, hasn't it? That's paraphrasing Jimi Hendrix from the Isle of Wight Pop Festival 1970, which is how he opened his set. So I thought I'd open my set with that tonight. Before we get into things, somebody asked me if I was going to have a rant tonight. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll have a rant. I haven't had a rant for a few years, so here it goes. Right, that's over and done with. I have got a recommendation for those of you who are maybe down in the dumps, suffering from depression and wanting to have a bit of a break from woodturning or anything like that. Make sure your workshop is dry, because everything I've got is rusted to hell at the moment, and that is purely my fault. And that's the end of that. Right, let's bring in the guys. And we have Ruby. We've got Shug in tonight, and we've got my old mate Mark in as well. I'm saying old because he obviously is.
Well, definitely he's older than us. I mean, his hair's all white.
Come on, Wayne. I left the stubble so he'd feel a bit younger. Come on.
Right, I'll pop you guys back in the background. I did do a camera check, so the cameras should be fine. I'll just bring up the YouTube chat because that's quicker than the StreamYard one. And let's have a look at what we're going to do tonight. So on the lathe tonight, I've got a piece of sycamore, which is 15 inches diameter and around about 2 inches thick. This particular piece, I'll turn the bottom into a bowl shape. I'm just going to flatten the top off once it's turned round, and we're going to do a bit of painting on that. Probably a string pull on this one. If we get time, I have got another piece, which is a bit smaller. That's about 12-inch diameter. And on that one, what I'm probably going to do is some texturing with the Arbortech Mini Carver. So I'm going to pick up a tool, that one, my trusty Robert Sorby bull gouge, 3/8 this one is. Go on.
Did you say trusty or rusty?
Both.
Just chucking that in there, Wayne.
Just a tip,
Right.
Wayne. Just a tip. Pointy end forwards.
Yeah.
Sharp end up.
Sharp, not that end. You
No.
sharp end.
I know it's been a while.
Yeah.
And make sure the flute is facing the direction you want to cut in.
All right, not like that and coming back this way. So I'm
Right.
going that way.
That's it.
I've got a lot to learn with this thing tonight, by the way.
Well, that's why you have the three of us.
No, hold on, Ruby. That's what you've got you to.
There was some comments in Doug's chat last night about how fast I used to turn. Speed-wise on the lathe, I don't necessarily go that fast. I'm only sitting at about 700 RPM at the moment. But before I start doing anything, I'm just going to double check that the chuck is tightened up.
That's a good habit to be in.
Which it is now. So here we go. I'm not going to round off the edges. It's pretty round anyway. Shows me eyesight isn't bad with a bandsaw anyway. It's pretty round anyway. I'm just going to get in to do a bit of shaping. So I'm coming. This is going to be sort of half push-pull type cut. Just coming in.
So he's remembered to feed the hamsters that make the lathe spin. Nobody, it's a whole new family of hamsters.
Well done,
The other
Pete.
ones
Well
died of
noted.
starvation.
Well
He's
spotted.
taking lovely cuts. He hasn't forgot a thing.
No. Go on then, Chuck, do your thing.
This feels very strange.
Let's have a look and see who's in. Right, I'm going to roll back a little bit, but what I suggest, if everybody would like to just pop a quick hello in the chat, and I'm going to call people out. Yes, it's registered. Stand by your beds. So, obviously, we've got Ruby. Obviously, Mark's here. Wayne. We've got Mike, Dances with Aardvarks. We've got Ronald Todd from the West Bank of New Jersey. We've got my old mate Rob from Klingspor Abrasives. Hello, Rob. I've got the hat on. Honestly, all good. We've got Door 60, Old Man River Woodturner, Peter Carlos. I'm not sure if it's the real one, but I think we've got the bona fide Jennifer's Craft and Creations in. Weevil's in. Tito! We've got Lucy in, which means Andy's probably around as well.
Is Keziah in? Seeing as how Lucy's here.
Well. I'm not sure. We'll no doubt find out in a minute. We've got Malcolm Douglas in, Wivey Woodshed, Todd at Glen Cove. Obviously, we've got Pete at Twisted Trees because he noticed about the hamsters. We've got Haley from Wooden Burl. My old mate, the biggest trousers in Harrogate. We've got Karsten. Hello, mate. Who else have we got? Let's have a look. I know I've just missed somebody. We've got Adrian Cook. Hello, Adrian. Anthony Green. Albert Dawson. And Albert said, even my wife knew today that Wayne is back. Yeah, it's a global event. That's why, Albert, you're right. We've got Steve Hale. Hello, Steve.
It's on 6 o'clock news.
I've just skidded past someone else as well there. Where's that? Ronald Todd. Hello, Ronald. Greenhaven Creations. I think that's Brian. All the way from Arizona, we've got Ward Wilson. Auntie Paula's here, Wayne, as well. Shh.
Evening, Paula.
Stand by beds. Evening, Paula. Christine and Michael Hesseltine. And they're saying, great to see you, Wayne, evening, all.
She is Christine, Michael.
Douglas Mungham. Hello, Douglas. Long time no see. Terry Bartlett. And I think I may have caught up with everybody. Let me just roll back a little bit and see. Oh, no, Paul Norfolk Hunter. Hello, Paul. And if I've missed anybody, feel free to shout at me again. And, yeah, I'll make sure you get a call out.
Wayne Bigfoot's just come in.
Evening, Wayne.
Yeah,
as per usual, I'm using a mortise tonight. So I'm just
and
going to
where
use my
Wayne
skew chisel.
That means the lovely Valerie will be there as well. Hello, Wayne and Valerie.
And Susie the Swiss
Did you miss
Army has
JP?
joined us.
I didn't miss JP. I deliberately waited for him to comment again so I could say, it's JP. Susie Swisswood Turner as well, and William Kenny and Jim Spalding. This is what I like to see. Roll call works well. William Kenny said, sure, me. Hello, mate.
Wayne hasn't lost it. He's 8 minutes in. He's already doing the mortise.
Yeah, good lad. Told you it's like riding a bike, didn't I?
It's nothing like riding a bike.
It's everything like riding a bike. You should wear a helmet and knee protectors.
Don't turn on the pavement and always have your lights on after dark.
Oh, Michael Wilson's in as well. And Todd's got a very, very important question. He said, question, where's Andrew AGK? I guess he couldn't come on short notice. He's here all night. Hold in, Todd. Did I see Wurzel then? I believe.
Yeah, he's in.
Alex Wurzel's in.
And Pete has just pointed out that you should hit the like button at least 3 times, because that'll help with the rust removal.
If you hit it once, it'll make him a very happy man.
want to refresh the feed so I can see how many people are in.
Yeah, Andy the Valley's in. That was right.
73 at the moment, Wayne.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Hey, Zed is in. Hi, Zed.
There's that. Hey, doing, buddy?
Hey! And he says, "Oh, happy days. The Wizard of Wood Turning is back in the saddle. Hello, Mr. Wayne."
Evening, Zed.
And Paul Finley has joined us as well.
Hey,
Good
Paul.
call, good call.
Now, at the moment, I'm not overly concerned about how this looks because I'm just getting rid of wood at the moment. I'll do a finishing cut in a minute or two.
It seems that Mike Dances with Aardvarks is in on some inside information I didn't know. He says, "Wayne, be careful that the mice in your beard don't move into the shavings." What are they doing in here?
There's Crafty Corners in. Hello, Claire, you beauty.
Oh, hiya, Claire.
In a while.
Oh, Jamie, tell me you've sent that to Wayne as well. It's not just Claire. That's Claire. That is. Hey up, Claire.
Well, Claire, because she got a tick after her name.
Oh, special.
She's verified.
We like special people.
We like verified.
Zed's got some timber jealousy. He said, "That's a nice bit of timber."
That's a lovely piece of sycamore.
I didn't get there early enough, Zed. Otherwise, it'd have been in my private collection.
Well, what's nice about sycamore is it's a good light color for adding color to.
It is, Ruby. Definitely.
So good they named her twice. The Connie's in. Hello, Connie.
Hiya, Connie.
Frederick Day as well. He's in. Michael Wilson's asking when I'm getting back on a video.
You know, that's a good question. What's the answer?
I haven't got a definitive answer at the minute. I am working on things, but I haven't really been recording anything. But we'll get there. Oh, he's in.
Who's in?
Shane Hurst.
Yeah. Shane sent me a message this afternoon saying he couldn't find the link.
He's here now. And he's ticked and put a thumbs up. Good lad.
Right. Final finishing cut coming up.
Yeah, thanks.
Douglas is asking, is it a practice piece?
And Colin Izzard has joined us. Welcome, Colin.
Hello, Colin. And Jeff Christie. Hello, Jeff.
Going a bit deep on that one.
And Michael Wayne says he's got all the jokes for JP and AGK. They can't reach the lathe. Someone kicked his stool away. And he's not sure what Shug's excuse is, though.
He could well have had his stool taken and not be able to get in front of the lathe.
Sugar.
Me, however, I've got a different excuse. I fabricated my own lathe bed, so it's a little bit lower. It's just I can't get into the workshop because there's that much crud in there.
Well, I know that when I go to Pete's place, I need a step ladder to reach his, because it's what we figured 11.5 inches too high for me. It's like turning over your head.
He's a giant, that's why.
But he's a lovable giant.
I was going to say, don't worry about it. Performance anxiety happens to everyone.
Zed started with the dad jokes, and here we go. He said, I accidentally left a glue stick where my wife keeps her lipstick. She still isn't talking to me.
You're lucky you're alive, Zed. I can't use that joke because I don't have a wife. And my husband doesn't use lipstick.
If we
You have
don't,
turned for a year, Wayne, and that was still a beautiful bush cut.
Oh, thank you. Guess who's back?
oh, guess who's back?
Hey,
Look at that.
Billy's back. All the signatures are still on there.
Billy!
Gee, if you'd had him at Harrogate, I could have trained him too.
Michael says I've not had enough chocolate. I'm too guilty of having too much chocolate, I'm afraid, at the minute. Can blame JP for giant Toblerones.
The horse racing tip there from Todd at Glen Cove. Anybody watching the Kentucky Derby this Saturday, bet on Dusty Rugg. He's not been beaten once. Put him.
Well done, that man. We know you're here, JP. We know.
So that was 80.
JP said Drilly has had a year's rest.
Wizardry by Collins in. Hello, mate.
Hello, Colin. And Robert Copperell wood turning. Hello, Rob.
Just for being late, you can go stand in the corner unless you brought cake.
That was
Old
120.
rules. Wayne's been
And
away
I
for
am
years. Back to the
using
old rules.
Kling Sport abrasives tonight.
And also Anita's in as well. Good evening, Anita.
I want to know, how do we know it's actually JP and not an AI bot?
Oh, good point.
There's a point, see.
No, we do know it's JP because he sent me something that's just come through on Facebook Messenger. And that's what I said to him. I hope you sent that to Wayne as well because that's brilliant.
Only a JP send, is it?
It's a JP send. So I know that JP's watching. I know that he's all keyed up.
One of those you don't open in public.
Oh, no, it's all good, that one. There's no AI that can copy JP, says AGK. He's got it in one. Chris Cox is in as well. Hello, Chris. There's the answer to the question. AGK is here. Brushy.
Brushy.
Todd, does AI imply there was intelligence beforehand? Yeah, good point. I'm looking at the state of the world at the minute, and I am definitely wondering, Todd.
So that's been finished off to 400 now. So I'm just going to put some sand and sealer on there.
Which one's that, Wayne?
It's the Hampshire one, the conversation starter.
It's the conversation starter.
Good stuff, that.
Now, you do realize that common sense became extinct a number of years ago.
I think you're right, Ruby.
I'll just wipe off the excess with a bit of kitchen roll.
Anita Ball has joined us. Welcome, Anita.
Oh,
It's a kitchen roll. It's got enough kitchen roll there to mop up the Titanic.
Claire's Crafty Corner says, "Are you all going to Makers? I have serious FOMO this year." Claire, why have you got FOMO? You've moved closer to it. It's a 10-minute trip for you now, almost.
I'm sorry, Claire, I won't be there.
Yeah.
Robert Hodgepodge is in.
Yeah.
Hello, mate.
Evening, Rob.
And
Oh,
Todd,
right.
Todd has said that they're offering their president to any other country, and they're willing to pay the postage too. I can tell you now, Todd, Canada does not want them.
No, I didn't think they would.
That's in. There we go.
Hello, Gav.
Hi, Gav.
And Vinny Bio's in as well. Hello, Vinny.
Right, Claire, I'm not going either, but then I've never been. Never been to Makers.
Excuse me for a couple of minutes. I'm just looking for some abrasive paste.
That's all good, mate.
I'm sure
That's
I had
all
some
good.
around here somewhere.
And I agree with Greenhaven Creations. Canada will pass.
Well, I've got to wonder then if obviously if America's going to ship theirs out somewhere, I don't suppose they could do a twofer and ship ours out as well, could they?
Buy one,
Well,
get one free.
Yeah, bug off.
Tonight,
Well,
I'm going to be using True Grit from Dan Smith at Taylor's Murfield.
Well, we'll make it a threesome then. You can have our new Prime Minister.
Oh, Claire, you disappoint me. I don't know if I'm going, to be fair, Claire. So I haven't bought tickets. If I do, I'm only going to be going for a day this time. But in all honesty, that'll probably only be to go and annoy JP and John. And oh yeah, Rob's just said. Robert Klingspor says the Daventry wood turning show or woodworking show is next Friday and Saturday as well. Good call,
Yeah.
mate. Good call.
I'll not be going to that either. Far too far for me to travel.
That's only down the road from me, though. In fact, it's only down the road because Daventry is very close, I believe, to you, Claire. So there you go, next Saturday. I don't want any excuses. JP says, find it for Yorkshire.
Well, the thing is, Jamie, I am now not supported by anyone, not sponsored by anyone, so I can use what the hell I want.
Michael wants to ship me out as well. That's fine, as long as it's somewhere nice.
And Chris has asked an interesting question. Do you know if a bear wore shoes and socks, it would still have bare feet?
Wow, that's a good point. He makes a good point. Wayne Bigfoot says Daventry is free entry and free parking as well, so win-win. Oh, well, that's very good. We'll be possibly popping up to that.
And Zed said his wife got mad at him because he interrupted her anecdote, and he's never going to hear the end of it.
Oh, God.
Yappy's in as well. Hello, Yappy.
And Mike Wilson said Scotland bound, although second thoughts.
Oh, Claire says she's heading to Scotland in June, so she needs to stay healthy. What? And you're going to Scotland in June? You best take your wellies and your raincoat and also your bug repellent.
Yeah, and if you're planning on staying healthy, don't eat any food up here.
Unless you get a Douglas Bakery. Spend the whole time in there.
And Mike is asking, so if a bear wears underpants, does it still have an, oh, never mind? Yes, Mike, it does.
Oh, JP says he's going to come and see me on the way home from Makers and get one of the special square pizzas. Oh, yes. I like the sound of that. We'll get one ordered in.
Karsten's asking if there's an abrasive paste that will not color the wood darker. I found the Superior Grit made here in Canada doesn't.
Well, the True Grit I've just used hasn't really darkened this very much, I've got to say. Now I'm using
We'll knock it up a little bit, but not much.
Hampshire Sheen microcrystalline.
It's not that. It's got some in stock. Just saying. And it's been discontinued.
Uh-oh.
Now you're supposed to leave this for sort of 10 or 15 minutes to dry off properly and get rid of all the solvents, but it's a live demo, so I'm not going to bother.
It's the thought that counts. You thought about it and you thought, not today.
Yeah, not today.
Let me have a quick look at that a minute. Jennifer's just asking me when I said Daventry was. And I'm just checking now.
It's the week before Makers, so that'll be the
9th.
10th.
It's the 9th and 10th of May, Jennifer. Sorry about the late reply, but I was trying to find it.
There's one one's in.
And Peter Carlos says if you're coming to Woodworks, come and say hello. He'll be on the Tudor Rose stand.
Ah.
What's he in, Wayne?
Hey, sorry?
Wiki. 80.
Mike says he
Right.
cycled the west coast of Scotland when he was young, and even thinking about it makes him tired now.
Right, so all I'm going to do is face this off. I might get rid of the mortise totally, because it might interfere with what I'm planning on doing. Or I might just curve it in towards the mortise. It doesn't really matter with the effect I'm going to put on anyway.
And Lucy, that piece of wood is about 15 inches in diameter.
It's all right. Pete had already answered it. He said it's 5 inches bigger than you, Lucy. Lionel's in. Good evening, Lionel.
Let's try a different gouge.
Okay, let's try it. He says, bonsoir, les amis.
Bonsoir, Lionel.
Taylor's Murfield's in.
Dan and or Katie. Even.
Robert Glencoe says, if Andrew and Lucy lined up next to each other, would anyone see them? Yes, me, Todd, because I'm only 2 inches bigger than, taller than Andrew. I'm many inches bigger around the waist, trust me. But
If Andrew or Lucy fell over in a wood, they make any noise. There was no one there to hear it.
Now that's an enigma.
Or see it.
We may never know.
It'd be fairly close.
Frederick Day said, the last time you turned a platter that large, the lathe stopped, but the platter didn't. It danced all over the workshop floor.
Oh, that's great.
That's one way for entertainment. Oh, yeah. Bad joke, says Andrew. Oh.
Why, Miss T?
Letelier,
Miss T's in. Hello, Miss T.
Hiya, T.
Michael appeared in shots.
the Leo says that the season of fly crafting is finished, so it's time for him to start turning again. That's good.
That's it. Get in the workshop. Rob, Shug is the tallest of the little folk, so he's in charge. And also, hashtag blame Shug for everything they do. Oh, thanks, Rob. Talk about getting thrown under a bus.
But that makes you the mayor of the Munchkin City.
Mayor of Munchkin City.
Mike Sims says he needs to join a turning club so he can go on a grown-up's lathe.
Oh, Mike said that.
Yeah.
Mike only wants to join a turning club so he can teach everybody mathematics.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
I can assure you, it's head blowing. Some of the stuff he comes up with. I have no idea why and how, and yeah.
JP says Shug is only 2 inches taller than the shortest.
Yeah, but
JP, 2 inches to the little people is a massive amount.
Exactly.
And Chaim Metza has joined us. Welcome.
Hello, Martin at Woody's Creations. Todd says, Shug, you weren't thrown into the bus, you just walked under it. I resemble that remark.
Well, Mike, if you want to turn a larger than 9-inch piece of wood, you can come over to my place and turn here.
Standing.
Rob, we're not standing anybody on top of anybody because that'll be me at the bottom again, as usual. Because Andrew's got more steps than me.
Yeah.
Dan's asking, are you club demonstrating again?
I think I've got one demo booked this year, although I haven't had confirmation on that yet. And that'll be the Burstall wood turners in it's either July or August, one of the two.
And Andy's asking, did you hear about the Italian chef who died? He passed away.
Can I just say on the demonstrations thing, this is my first turn in a year. So I'm probably not going to be doing very much this year, to tell you the truth.
Chris at Bailey's is in as well. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Right, so I'm just going to hit this with some sand and sealer. Now, as you can see, it's okay. The finish is not bad. It's finished to 400, but it's nowhere near a finished piece. Once I've done this paint effect, it'll probably get taken back off and finished into some sort of dish or platter.
Laurie Sabir is in. Hello, Laurie.
Hey, Laurie. Oh, Trip.
Martin Woody's Creations said, Shug, I never got a copy of the picture you got of me, you, and Age UK at Harrogate 18 months ago. I'm 6'2". That's why there was a picture, but all you could see was your knees, Martin. I'll have to have a look. See, I'm sure I posted them up, but if not, I'll have to have a look and get some of them posted up.
Did we get a picture of me with you?
No, we didn't. I was going to, but you were actually demoing at the time, and I thought I'll go back later. And as all good things, you just end up chatting to everybody there. Claire's Crafty Corner is asking, question, earworms, do you have channels? I did see that she'd put up there about our channels.
Right.
Mark does, he's Gentleman Wood Turner.
what I'm doing now, I'm obviously not going to use abrasive paste on this because it's going to get painted, but the sand and sealer needs to get knocked back. So I'm using the purple, as I call it. I think Chestnut actually call it red. This has got the equivalent grit of, I think it's 600. I might be wrong on that.
Okay.
So it's
Claire,
just to
you
knock
know
back
mine.
the sand and sealer.
Huey Lionheart and Ruby. Do you have a YouTube channel, Ruby? Ruby?
I do have a few things posted, but not very many.
I'll just find a channel for you.
Mainly because my cameraman hasn't been by lately.
That's Rob, by the
But
way.
I do, Rob Summerlin. But when I head over to down under to New Zealand and Australia in June, I will be doing some more filming with Record Power, and we might possibly be doing a live with Theo.
Oh, nice.
It's always in as well, Chuck.
Mark S is in. Or should I say?
Evening, Mark.
Or should I say? Hold on. Evening, babes. We've got to get
Right,
that
so
in there.
that's got the black lacquer on now. So I'll just get that dried a bit before we go on to the next part.
There we go.
And like I always say, if you are going to use a hot air gun or a hairdryer, anything like that, point it away from the piece first, just in case there's any dust in there.
Rob's raised a
Turn the
very
lathe on.
valid part, Wayne. He said that's the black, it just needs the yellow now.
There you go,
Turn
folks.
the
There's the
speed.
links. Sorry.
Oh, cheers, Mark.
There's the
Thank you,
links
mate.
for myself, Ruby, and Huey's channels. Not much changed on mine. I haven't done anything for a while.
Right, I've got the speed all the way down, running at 140, and the hot air gun is just on the first speed, and it's sitting at, 15 inch, something like that, away from the piece.
Well, you're at Bristol in August, apparently.
Oh, Andrew, how very dare you? You're right, though. Good one, Rob. Good one. I like that. He says, AGK, are you going to be doing any vids soon? Answer that one then, Andrew.
That's
Go
not
on.
bad.
One reason I don't have time is that I do a lot of commercial turning for a local wood mill.
Right, we'll get this off the lathe now.
You're too busy teaching.
That too.
I'll sweep it up from teaching.
Patrick Day says, you've used Drilly Drilly. Is that Bernie Bernie? No, Bernie Bernie's known as Real Simple Things. He's a friend of ours, Barry.
Right, how's that look? I mean, the finish on this is absolute pop, by the way. But that's
go to the tailstock just a little bit. That's it.
Perfect.
Okay. So I'm going to be using Joe Sonia's iridescent paints for this. And I'm also going to be using a piece of wool. I haven't done this for a while. It may all go wrong. What time are we on?
8:39.
All right,
time, mate. Yeah,
I might just get this piece done. Well, oh, mind you, I could just face the other piece off. Right, where'd I put my sky saws? Oh, there they are. Right, so we'll start off. How many?
85.
Nice. Thank you, guys.
don't forget to slap a thumbs up if you're enjoying it as well, please. Thank you very much. Most appreciated.
Right, so what I'm going to do is just place the paints down on the palette. Now,
Yes.
the annoying thing with Joe Sonia's paints, certainly the iridescence. That nozzle got blocked up because it hasn't been used in a while. Yeah.
Martin Ford at Turning Crazy has joined us as well.
Martin.
Martin.
All of these colours come out cream coloured, so you can't actually tell what colour they are.
What I've done sometimes is I've taken a marker and put a letter beside each one. So I know like an R is red, a B is blue.
Mama Sneaks has joined us. Mama Sneaks.
Evening,
and Brian. Brian at Hartwood's here as well. Hello, buddy.
Evening, Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Well, you haven't been turning for a while, Wayne. There's an actual floor visible, top right-hand corner.
Oh, I know. I've got loads of stuff here, which is absolutely awful.
But it's soaking up all that rainwater that came in.
Well, very dare you allowed.
Roger Kent has joined us, and Debbie Theodore as well. Evening, evening.
So I'm putting 2 lots of all the different colours down.
I think I've seen you do this method before.
Well, doing the feather, I'm sure you have.
Well, I've seen you do the feather, but not like this with the paints all next to each other.
Yeah, that's how you do the feather. Where did I put my wool? Oh, there it is. And then what you do is you take your piece of wool and you place it down into all of the paints, getting a good coverage.
Now, Martin's asking if you've tried this with the pearlescent paints yet.
I haven't, no. And then what you do is you place it down on your piece like so. Make sure it's nicely down. You can actually do this so you get it farther down the wool as well. But basically what you do is you grab hold of one end and you just bring it round. Like that. Put it back into the paint. Get some more paint on there. Now, obviously, and I am making excuses here, I haven't done this in quite a while, so it might not turn out exactly how I want it to. And then you bring that around like that as well. And there you get your feather effect. I will show it closer to the camera a bit later, but what I'm going to do, rather than do separate colours for the flowers, I'm going to use the same paint just so we can get a different effect. And I haven't done this before, using different coloured paints for doing the flowers.
Dewey Shed's in as well. Hello, Dewey.
Hello, Dewey.
He said Wayne is back and it's about time too. Agreed.
Cheers, man. Right, and what you do when you're doing the flowers is that you place on, grab that, your piece, and you turn it round, wiggly waggly, and you just pull down
Oh, yes.
I love that. That's my favorite effect.
Yeah.
And
I
I'm going to
agree.
do the same on the other side as well. Now, for Haley, what I usually do with this Haley is I'll have separate pots, just probably 2 separate pots, just with one colour in, and dip the wool into the pots just to do. But I thought I'd do this tonight, something different colours, just to see how it works. And again, bring that across, get a couple on there, and then bring it straight down again.
Lovely.
And there we have it.
Brilliant.
So I'll
Very
come
nice.
back onto the main camera. Oh, and there you are, guys. You can't, it's
Fantastic.
blanking out the colours a bit, but that's a feather and a couple of flowers on there. I'll just leave this as is. I'll take a photograph later on and put it on the socials. What time are we on, guys?
46.
All right, here we go.
Lots of
This will be a
time, Wayne.
fairly quick one, this will. All I'm going to do with this,
Is change the camera.
yeah, in a minute, Ruby, in a minute. I'm just fashioning the piece on the lathe at the moment. There we go.
Just knock your mic a touch, Wayne. Thank you, mate.
Now, for some of
Yeah.
you who haven't seen this technique before, by all means, go out and try it.
Yeah, I mean, this is not
It's
an
not
original.
hard.
It's not an original idea by me. I got this by watching different art channels on YouTube, and there's been you don't have to use wool, you don't have to use string. You can use jewelry chain, as long as it's not silver or gold. Otherwise, the wife might get upset, or your partner might get upset.
Catch you later, Martin. Have a good time, buddy.
I have seen somebody, and this is a Dutch couple, who did an absolutely huge one using big bits of chain. It was about 4 foot long. They did this string pull with. But with a lot of the art channels, what they tend to do is they'll do wet on wet. So they'll have a layer of wet paint and they'll do the string pull with wet paint as well. Now, if you don't want to ruin your workpiece and you're frightened of ruining your workpiece, get a notepad or an artist pad, something like this. Go to the middle of the, hang on, I'll come back on screen. Go to the middle of the pad, open it up so at the middle, do the string pull flower actually on the paper, close the pad up so the wool or the string is held there, and then pull it out of the bottom. And then you get two for the price of one.
Yeah.
But when I saw this on YouTube, I thought there's got to be a bit. I originally did it wet on wet on the first piece that I did, and it took ages to dry. And I thought there's got to be a quicker way. So I do mine, dry the lacquer, then do the flower. On this one, what we're going to do on this one, I'm going to use the Arbortech, and all I'm going to do is straighten off this face, get it sanded, and I'm going to be using Hampshire Sheen Intrinsic Colours through an airbrush for doing this, and I'm going to be using the Arbortech Mini Carver to do the pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I had an idea, Wayne.
Sorry?
I said, I just had an idea. If you turn 2 blatters, flat-faced, sanded them, painted them black, you could do the same. You'd lay one down, put the spring down, lay the other platter down on top, pull it out, do the price of one.
Yeah, you could. Good idea,
Brilliant.
Mark.
One thing I've found about doing this technique is you want to make sure the paint isn't too thick, that it's kind of a medium viscosity.
That's odd. It might be cool to see and Lucy and Andrew's footprints in the bowl. Oh,
That would be great. I've seen that done. It'd be a big bowl. Fred's asking if you've tried different thicknesses of wool and if there's much of a difference.
I haven't. I've tried different types of chain. What I would recommend, this is a personal point of view, you don't have to do this, but I wouldn't use, you know, that you get that string that's sort of hairy, if you like. It's got strands sticking out and stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't tend to work very well. I tend to use, it's a that's what I tend to use. It's just a wool which is quite fine and it's smooth. That's what I tend to use.
I've done it with regular packing string and had success with it.
Butcher's string would be fine.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Debbie's got a scoot. She said she'll catch up later. Good to see you back, Wayne, and brilliant as ever to watch.
Thank you.
And Mike says a bondage whip works great. At least Huey tells him that.
Mike, I said that was a secret. I did say that, didn't I? Loose lips sink ships.
Oh, Mike went again.
Martin at Woody says, Wayne, have you tried with sync plug chain? That leaves a different pattern.
Yes, yeah, that's another good one to use.
Yep, I've used that.
AGK, I didn't tell everybody you were eavesdropping. Shh, stop. No, Rob, you're going to need mind bleach to get that one out, mate.
Really, Lucy? A cat of nine tails?
Now, Lucy's mentioned a cat of nine tails. One that I did a few years ago, I got a load of cable ties.
Yes, you did. I remember that.
And slotted them in the drill. And what I did, I put loads and loads of paint all over the piece and then splattered it all about with the cable ties in the drill.
Yes, you did. That was a good one.
I haven't seen that one yet.
I think we did it on a live, Ruby, if I remember right.
That sounds like it would be fun.
Oh, it was.
I think I'd make sure I'm wearing old clothes doing that one.
I made the mistake once of putting a a zip tie on a drill as a depth marker, but I never cut it off. And yeah, I caught myself with it because I was trying to lean against the wall to hold it to make sure the drill was going straight into the wall. And yeah, it did give me a bit of a slapping.
Was that an owie?
It was a bit of an owie, and it was a bit because you don't. Once you start spinning, it suddenly disappears, doesn't it? But you suddenly feel it come back just as you lean again.
Physical.
Lucy says that they call cable ties plastic welding in their house.
And that's what you can use for it as well. Get your soldering iron out. Great to repair a bit of plastic, melting a zip tie into it. JP's got a very valid point. He said AGK Woodworks can't find them because he ain't got any. No, because I know where they all are, JP. They're in my workshop.
You took them home with you. Is that what you're saying?
If you tell you what, if you want to get cable ties, get in touch with Ed Oliver because that's his main business.
All right, okay. Catch you later, Douglas.
Andrew does have cable ties. They're just on the top shelf.
Oh.
Sorry, mate. I couldn't resist.
Rob says they're under the Hoover box. He's never going to find them.
Jim, if you're coming over to the UK and you're going to be close to the to where the Maker Central venue is, you give me a shout beforehand because I am very, very close to it. Where's all the wood butcher is asking, how's my Hoover? It's fine. It's nice and warm still in that box.
Now, Fred Day has just put in, if you ever want a black glue stick for the heat gun, he bunched together a load of zip ties and put them in the gun and said it worked okay.
Nice.
That's an interesting idea. Thanks, Fred.
Claire's asking, where are you? Claire, just outside Coventry. That's what I said when you moved. I went, oh, she's moving closer.
Right. Again, the finish on this isn't that great, but this is just to show the technique. So I've got my wrong camera. Oh no, I'm on the right camera. Got my airbrush here, and this has got the black intrinsic colors in there. So I'm just going to cover this. Now, if you were doing this on the top of a bowl or a platter or anything like this, and you've got the lathe spinning, turn it down a wee bit, and point the air gun towards the outside or the far side of the piece. That way, any splatter will basically bounce off. If you come in from this side with a finished bottom on it, you're going to get colour on the bottom.
Yeah, Wayne, I've got a little bit of an observation for you. I just mentioned Jim going to look at this castle and being near Maker Central. This is the difference between close to for an American and close to for a Brit. He says the castle they want to see is in Wensleydale, North Yorkshire. And we call that a trek. We call that a trek out, Jim, we do.
That's a day trip.
That's a day trip, that is, for us.
That's like the time Mark said he'd come over and visit me with Kim, and we'd take a day trip to go visit Lewis Klondike, and I pointed out that it's only a
8-hour drive.
26-hour drive.
They were just down the road from each other. Yeah, that's
what I'm saying. Yeah. You lot think, you lot say it's a short drive to us. Like Claire says, British people think 1 hour by car is too far.
But I have to go 40 minutes just to visit my husband in the nursing home.
Right, that's dry enough. Right, so I'm going to use.
Oh,
Oh,
you've knocked your camera, Wayne.
not my camera.
It's a 13-day trip for Ruby just to go to the local shop.
Oh no, Lucy, you're not the only mad one. I mean, one day Mark messaged me in the morning with a picture, and 5 hours later I was at Mark's house, and 11 hours after that picture arrived, I was back home.
I remember that. Yeah.
That was a mad one, wasn't it, mate?
That was
Yeah.
mental, that was.
Greenhaven Creations points out that he and I are 5 days away from each other.
Pete says, yeah, but Lewis has a gas station halfway down his drive so he can reach the main road.
Yeah, that's very handy.
Right, so I've got the Arbitec mini carver, and I've got the Manpar three-piece cutter, if you like. It's got 3 carbide tips on there. It removes wood tremendously when you want it to, but it also can be very delicate.
It also has a bit of a reputation for removing skin as well. So don't be anywhere near it.
Now, the thing is, I mean, I've seen Pat Carroll did this. Pat Carroll did this across at Jimmy Cluse's workshop. It was either earlier on this year or last year he did this, and he didn't use the tool rest.
Gav's got a scoop. Catch you later, Gav.
I quite like using the tool rest. It gives a bit of a point that you can go on, and you can actually change angles. Although you can change angles if you're not using it, but you can change angles. You can lower the tool rest so it actually comes in underneath center. You can heighten the tool rest so it comes in above center, and you get totally different patterns when you're doing this. The patterns you get can be a hell of a lot, let's say. Right, so I'm going to have this running at around about 500.
Jim's got a
That's
scoop.
520.
Catch you later, Jim. Nice one, mate. Thank you.
And all we're going to do, we're going to start off. We'll drop that tool rest again. We're going to start off.
What was the magic number? It was 577.
I'll not be able to get it on.
Or was that for vases?
Oh, I can't remember. It doesn't really matter. Right, I'm close to 600 there. Let's just see what sort of maneuverability I've got here.
Go for it, Wayne. John Key's in. Hello, John. Yeah, Todd, as Martin says, you're mostly lucky to be doing 20 mile per hour. I'm not saying we're overcrowded. If you can get on a motorway, you can do 70 theoretically. Oh, that's a bit nice.
And there you are. That's the type of
That's great.
So what I'll do now, I'll change over my colours on my air gun. I'm going to do green and blue. I hope I've got enough green in here because I can't be bothered going filling it
up. You're right. Claire said, like JP telling her that the drive from Scotland to Kent in 5 hours. She reckons he slept for 7 hours.
Well, I drove from my house in Dumfries in Scotland down to Jamie's, picked Jamie's up, drove across to Yandles. We had the night at a hotel beside Yandles, did the demo during the day, drove back to Jamie's, and I drove home.
No, you didn't. No, you drove to mine first, and then you drove home.
Oh, I drove to yours, and then I drove home. Right, so I'm going to turn the speed down again. And what I'm going to do, oh, God, that's hypnotizing, isn't it? I'm going to do the outside speed. I'm going to do the outside part green and the inner part blue. I'll just there'll still be some black in there, so I'll get rid of that first. No.
For those of you with photosensitive epilepsy, look away now.
Mike's got a valid point.
If you have a tendency for epileptic fits, this would not be something you want to watch.
Mike said in the Robin Hood film, Kevin Costner walked from Dover to Nottingham before sunset.
Oh, hang on. He took in Northumberland as well.
Yeah, because don't forget, he saw the gap. And Andrew, that's like one of them strobing effects, isn't it?
So that's the green. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it definitely is green.
Yeah, it's not showing up on the camera very much.
That green is showing up blue.
That's the blue. Just need a bit more on there.
Maybe he's glad he's taking his tablets.
Look into the eye, not around the eye, into the eye, and you're out. Well done, Andrew. Well done.
What are you spraying now, Wayne?
I'm spraying the green again. And
Okay.
I've run out of green. So I'll do the blue again. Just while I'm getting a better coverage with it being stationary, if you like. And then I will take it off the lathe and show you the result. And I'll have a sit down as well. Now, some of the intrinsic colours are still wet, so that's actually going to show up on camera. But there we are.
Yeah,
that's
Very
the
nice.
effect. You can use a Proxon or a King Arthur long neck grinder, mini grinder to do this, and you can use the Arbitech cutters as well.
Michael's asking what stain that was, Wayne. What type?
Hampshire Sheen intrinsic colours.
Well done, JP. Good man. Thank you, Wayne.
Arbitech cutters give a different effect because there are only 2 cutters on a disc, whereas the Mamba ones are 3. Like Wayne says, you can be very delicate with both.
Anti-Paula's got a scoop.
I think the cheap Arbitech cutter. Let's see if I can find one to show you.
Yeah, you can use a
not the carbide one.
well.
Didn't Andrew do one with the Dremel?
High-speed steel, isn't it?
Let's see if I can find it and I'll show you. If I've still got it. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, there's the box up there. In fact, that's it. That's the Arbitech one.
That's similar to the one I've got for an actual grinder.
Yes. Yeah, for the big grinder.
Yeah, it's just obviously that's the smaller version of it, which looks pretty handy, actually.
I've got one of them as well. What was I going to say? If you are using a Proxon, wrong side, a Proxon long neck grinder, be careful where you place your hands because it has got an air inlet. And if you actually cover that up, they can overheat very, very quickly.
Don't ask us how we know.
JP says he's copying you, Wayne.
And
Yeah,
JP says he's got a video coming out using the Dremel, basically doing what you just did, Wayne.
yeah, he did tell me last night he was doing that. But I mean, that was just a quick demo of a couple of different colouring techniques, one texturing technique. Hope you enjoyed it. The string pull one was because Haley requested that. So I thought I'd show a couple of different ones rather than just the flower. Do the feather as well. Thanks for coming in, Claire.
That was a great
Nice
demo,
comments, Wayne.
Wayne.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's very enjoyable to see you back, mate. Good, good, good.
Yeah,
Still shaking.
I think we all speak for everyone when we say you've been missed.
Yes,
Don't leave
definitely.
us alone.
But Wayne, it's really important that you're shaking because you get better texturing that way.
Well, that's true.
Good call, Ruby.
It's annoying. It's annoying when you're painting, though.
Yes, I've found that myself.
I have got a question for you, though, Wayne. JP says, "Can I request you make a ring?"
Oh, the ring will be coming at some point. I've still got I've still got bits and bobs here. One of the most important pieces you need is a ring sizer.
A ring.
That's true.
Dear
That's
Lord.
true.
Here we go.
Mandrel.
That's shiny.
That's, yeah, you've got to keep it shiny. Don't want that going rusty.
Oh,
What else do you need? Oh,
I've never recovered from the first time you did that.
something else you need as well.
There
You've
he
got to
goes.
have you've got to have your ring stretcher
Ring
as well.
stretcher.
You've got to have that.
Wayne, you're
No,
getting a
we
lot
had
of
We had to block 2 people that time. I'm never doing that again.
Wayne, you're getting lots of compliments on the demo and people saying that they're glad to see you back.
Thank you very much. I won't be doing this Saturday. I may well be doing next Wednesday. We'll just have to wait and see. But a Saturday night live with Shug, Jamie, and Andrew will be coming fairly soon to a channel somewhere near you.
Yes. Same time, same place.
And on that note, I am going to end it there. Thanks everybody for coming in. Very much appreciated. It has been a long time, hasn't it?
But it's been fun now, mate. Been fun. Back in
Okay,
the sun.
I'm going to press
Bye,
the
everyone.
button.
Evening all. Catch you later.
Night night.